Loyal fans, the Cowboys now sitting at 7-8-1, hoping to avoid a losing season if they can win the finale next week. Joining us to talk about yesterday's win and look forward to the final game of the season against the Giants, our friend, Locked On Cowboys podcast host Landon McCool. Landon, happy holidays. Hope you had a great Christmas. First up, let's get your thoughts on yesterday's win over the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys went into that game a touchdown favorite. They won by a touchdown, so I think they kind of met expectations against a team that was having their third quarterback, having dealt with two quarterback injuries. So I don't think I was shocked. I was certainly thrilled to get that result. But after losing three straight, you just never know. And you certainly wanted to see them kind of finish the season strong and give some hope going into 2026.
And it seems like everything that happens in these last couple games is really looking forward to next year, grading the possibilities. We saw that big 86-yard touchdown bomb, Dak to Kevontae Turpin. Any room for him next year as they continue to see his role? It seems like it shifts every year.
Yeah, I mean, the wide receiver position is very fluid right now, right? Obviously, you've got Pickens and Lamb up top, but Ryan Flanoy has really shown himself. He was injured and wasn't able to play on Christmas Day, but that opened the opportunities up for Turpin to get some more chances. And then we also saw Tolbert get in there a little bit too. He's going to be a free agent this coming season, so they wanted to kind of give him some looks there as well. I think that the good news is for the Cowboys, they have the position settled at the top. They've got two clear superstars, and then they have options at their wide receiver three. They've got the speed of Turpin. They've got the kind of reliability with Flanoy. They still are waiting to see if Mingo can develop into something. But I think, wide receiver is one of the few positions that the Cowboys feel really, really good about going into next year.
Switching gears to a different position where they're going to have some decisions to make in the offseason. Javonte Williams has been great this year, had that shoulder injury that knocked him out in the first half, but then backup Malik Davis came in, played well, as we've seen this year. So what do we look for going forward with the running back position?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like all season you've seen what Javonte Williams can do, and I think that there's probably a strong desire to bring him back based on just how well he overperformed based on expectations. But I think that you called it. Like, the issue is that as the season went on, he started to get worn down because he had a lot of touches, and the Cowboys really need to find a kind of established running back too. And suddenly enter Malik Davis, who has been a revelation since he got signed off the street basically the last few weeks, has played really, really well, played fantastic against the Commanders. I think he's at least earned an opportunity to be that running back too going into next season. The Cowboys still have Hunter Lipke, who's the fullback running back who gave them some good carries as well. And then Phil Maffa, who's on the roster. I think he's on the injured reserve currently, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's going to be brought into the mix next year. And look, I mean, running back is a position that you can have a committee, so I also wouldn't be shocked if Jaden Blue gets back into the mix after an offseason and maybe even a draft pick. So running back is a position where it feels like they have some talent there, but they probably need another body just to make sure that they can handle the touches that they're going to have throughout the season.
Now the side of the ball where there's a lot of work to do in the offseason, the defense that has just received so much criticism this year. Are we going to see the last of Matt Eberflus this weekend?
It's a good question. I mean, I certainly think that there's enough of a groundswell from the fan base to see a new defensive coordinator. I think the thing that's kind of complicating this a little bit more is the fact that the Cowboys have cycled through defensive coordinators lately. They've already been through, I think it's 4 in the last 4 years. And changing out that position again for another new scheme is not necessarily ideal. However, I just think that based on the performance that you saw, the lack of kind of cohesive technique and a seemingly just confusion throughout the season, it's hard to look at the results and feel like Matt Eberflus is the guy you want leading this group, and you probably are going to have to start over again next year.
Yeah, last thing, well, the last game. What are you looking for real quick in this last game? Obviously, the playoffs are out of the question, but is there anything you'd like to see or that fans would like to see?
The last game of the season is always a little weird, and for the reasons that you kind of mentioned, right? Like, some teams are playing for playoff position, some teams are playing to not get hurt and just to kind of see what their young guys can do going into the 2026. So it's always really difficult to not only kind of predict a score, but to predict who's even playing in these games. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys kind of erred on the side of caution here, and the Giants too. And anybody who's even slightly injured, that they just kind of tuck them away and make them inactive, because it's just end of the year. You don't want to get anybody hurt long term going into a 2026 season where you're trying to reopen the playoff window. So it'll be interesting to see who even plays in this game, and then we'll kind of get a better idea of what the results could be.
It'd be nice to get 2026 started with a win. Landon McCool, thanks for joining us this midday.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, and don't forget, you can catch Landon and his co-host Marcus on their daily Locked On Cowboys podcast. You can also catch the newest episode on our streaming app, WFAA Plus. If you don't have it yet, download WFAA Plus on your television.